am butt naked again. It's time for another naked truth. This time, the naked truth is what it's really like to have a period. Whoa. I guess that when most people hear that word and that topic, they totally freak out and do not want to speak about it at all. It's considered to be disgusting. It's considered to be something we don't talk about. As a female, when you first start your period, it's pretty horrific. You don't really understand what's happening. I remember when I first started my period, it was Christmas Eve. I had the worst period pains ever, and obviously I didn't want to tell anyone. My mum wasn't around, so I just kind of dealt with it myself. Did you know that women spend on average around 9.5 years on their period? 3,500 days is the average amount of time that they spend on their period. It's 1 week, give or take a few days, out of every single month. If you're a guy, you don't ever have to think about it. You don't ever have to worry about the fact that you need to have tampons and sanitary towels in your bag. The average amount of money spent by a woman in a lifetime on sanitary products is £18,000. That's a lot of money. Up until the start of this year, tampons and sanitary towels were considered a luxury item and had a 5% tax on them. Can you believe that? That something that we cannot live without had a tax on it because it was seen as luxury. Luxury? Are you joking? What do you want me to do? Walk around without it and just bleed everywhere? Yeah, I said it. Bleed, blood, periods, that's what happens. A period is bleeding from your vagina. In society, there are so many things that we're not supposed to talk about because they're considered disgusting or they're considered taboo. But guess what? Periods are the thing that allows a woman's body to have children. It's the thing that means that you are here. So I'm kind of sick of not being able to talk about it. I'm kind of sick of being made to feel like, you know, it's a dirty thing that happens to my body. It's natural, it's nature. I just wanted to discuss with people what it's really like, because I feel like we don't talk about it so much so that people have no idea or no understanding of what it's like to have a period. Your period can last, some people for like 3 days, some people for 7 days. Mine's normally around like 6 days, which is a long ass time. But for the week before my period, and it's taken me a long time to recognize this, I get very emotional. Like things can just push me over the edge. Trivial small things could just make me cry and I'm just really sad. I don't have the normal kind of balance that I would normally have. I can't look at things through the same eyes as I would normally have. Things just seem to kind of be much bigger and I just can't deal with them. The other thing is appetite. I mean, I don't know about other people because obviously everyone has different kind of symptoms, but appetite, it goes through the roof, and chocolate is just, sometimes I cannot stop thinking about chocolate, and I've tried over the years. I've gone, right, okay, I'll have a healthy alternative, but I'll end up having 2 or 3 healthy alternatives and then going, do you know what, fuck it, I need to eat chocolate, and eating chocolate anyway. Having a period can affect like up to 2 weeks of your life every month. Then you've got this period, so there's certain outfits that you don't want to wear, certain things that you don't want to do that you might love doing, certain activities that you don't want to do. Some people experience excruciating, severe, crippling period pains. Mine can be pretty bad, and you just want to curl up into a ball, but you can't. You have to go on living life, but you can't tell anybody, and we don't talk about that. On top of that, you've got to consider all the different alternatives. Do you want to use sanitary towels? Do you want to use tampons? And now there's the Moon Cup, which once I'm back in the UK, I'm going to be trying, because there's so many things that come along with tampons, toxic shock syndrome. Because the tampon is in there, the blood stays in, and then it can go septic basically, and give you blood poisoning. I think that's the understanding that I have of toxic shock syndrome. It's a bit of a tongue twister. But there's all of these fears as well. You have to use something. There is loads of places around the world where women don't have access to the things that we have access to in the West in terms of periods, and they're made to feel, I can't imagine, awful because they have nothing to really use. I just wanted to be able to talk about periods and just say they happen, get over it. Don't be so judgmental about periods. Don't make a joke out of it, because it's not funny. It's really hard to deal with it, especially when you're younger, especially when it first happens, and you just have to go through all that. You still want to be yourself, you still want to enjoy yourself, but you've got to worry about all of that stuff. It is like somebody has just turned your life upside down for a little bit and then goes, there you go. and you've got to look after yourself and you've got to take all of these extra precautions. But it's not something you can turn off, it's not something you choose, it just happens. And you can't get away from it and you can't get out of it. Advertising around periods, they always portray periods to be blue water when they like pour it on sanitary pads on like TV adverts and stuff. And I think like, it's 2016, my blood is not blue. I don't bleed blue blood, it's red. So can we not just like get over it? Why is it disgusting? It's blood, it's a fact of life. And I find that there's so many things that are facts of life that surround like genitals, especially female genitalia and female sexuality and sex as a female, that are so taboo and considered so bad to talk about, and I have had enough of it. That's why it's so important for me to talk about these things, in the hope that other females and men as well will be like, oh, do you know what, we actually can talk about this. We don't have to make a joke of it, we don't have to make it into a big thing. We know it's happening, we understand that it's happening, and you can have a conversation about it. We have periods, yeah, and they're not that great at all, pretty shit. And then when they're finished, we get the menopause, but that's a whole nother video and I am not there yet. Check back in for that in around 30 years. Thanks for watching the video. Please make sure you like, share, and if you want, you can subscribe to my channel.